what are the other measures that you believe are doable, given the fact that the government now is in a minority on the floor of the House, and that legislative action will be difficult? Can the government, through executive action, ram all these decisions through? Do you think that will serve the purpose?
I think there would be great improvements can be done just by executive action, and actually you are right, the government should not look for trying to do anything through legislation. That is not going to happen. But if you want expeditious implementation of projects, you don't require new laws. You want a boost in the manufacturing sector, the best way is do what every defense minister has been saying we should be doing. That is, get away from the DRDO monopoly in weapons production and research, involve, put to work the capacity, technical and engineering capacities which have been built up in the private sector for defense production. You don't require anything. You don't require any law. This policy has been announced by successive defense ministers. Implement that. Similarly, with your military background and your close associations with them, that this offset business in defense purchases has been made a farce in India. So actually implement the offset policy for strengthening manufacturing capabilities and for our acquiring higher technologies, then no problem.
No, while you're saying that some of the decisions the Prime Minister has taken recently, Mr. Shourie, are steps in the right direction, we're also seeing senior ministers like the Law Minister Salman Khurshid. He told me on Seedhi Baat that the government wants to bring the Food Security Act. So while there are some bitter pills they want to administer, there is also this 1,19,000 crore rupee burden which will be placed on the economy with no concrete plan for where the government's going to get the money from.
I entirely agree with you that those will be completely regressive measures, and the country will have to pay dearly for them, as it is paying for this rural employment guarantee scheme, as it is paying for the subsidies on oil products. And that is the greatest danger, that what we see now, that Manmohan Singh government will announce 3-4 such reforms, all of you will say, oh, reforms have been unleashed, and then they will have a flood of populist expenditure. Because of this year being now in run up to the elections, Gujarat in 2 months, then Karnataka, then other states culminating in the Lok Sabha. That is the greatest danger to the process, and therefore I would completely agree with the skepticism of Standard & Poor and other rating agencies that India is probably going to go in for difficult times.
But Mr. Shourie, at a time when the economy is going through a tough period, is it not also imperative for the BJP to help the government out where it can, wherever there is an ideological affiliation, wherever the ideologies come together? Because currently it would seem, sir, that the BJP is confused. As someone on the outside, and I understand, I must say this once more, that you're not representing the BJP on this show, but as someone who's been a part of the system, do you not think we're seeing ideological hypocrisy? The very policies that the BJP was trying to pass, they're now objecting tooth and nail.
Sir, I am not on this business of hypocrisy and so on that you please use, those are your words, but I have argued in public many times that the types of problems that India faces, for instance, the rollback of populist schemes, for instance, reservations, these cannot be tackled unless all political parties come together in the interests of the country. And they give primacy to the functioning of institutions through which these issues have to be resolved.